Namaste. Welcome to this Relax and Restore restorative yoga class this evening. My name is Candy and I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is just north of Chicago in the United States. And tonight our focus is going to be on releasing stress and finding peace. And I wanted to start this class by sharing that the inspiration for it is from my friend Beth, who sent me a message and said, would you please create a class that is all about de-stressing from whatever it might be that is in our lives, and whether that is interpersonal stress with a family member or a friend or in a relationship, or if it's a work situation that might be a stressful situation at the moment, things on social media, things in the world. We just want to take some time tonight and honor ourselves for coming to our mats and taking the time to sink in and just be fully present with ourselves. So if you have props for this class, it'd be great if you have a bolster, blanket, blocks, an eye mask, and even a sandbag if you happen to have one. And if you don't, that's okay. But if you'd like to pause and get those things, if you're watching the recording, that would be fine. And in addition to that, we're going to be doing a burn ceremony to release some of the stressors that might be in our life. And so if you have a very, very tiny piece of paper on which you can write a candle, so we can do a little bit of we can light this on fire in a bit and also do a flame gazing, a meditation. And then of course, keep some water, something that you can burn in, and some water close by, just to stay safe. Everything needs to be done safely. So if it's not safe to burn, you can do the burn part later on when it is safe to do it. So with that, I'm going to invite you to lie down on your mat for a brief body scan before we begin. So make your way to your mat, and you can lie in a basic Shavasana position and just settle in and feel the ground supporting you. Feel the entire weight of your being sink into your mat, being supported and held and safe. And take a few deep breaths. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And now just continue to take those deep cleansing breaths. And begin to feel your toes. Let's start with your toes with this body scan. Maybe clench your toes for a minute and then release. Clench them up for a moment and release. And just keep on taking those deep breaths as you move up, and maybe circle your ankles for a moment. And let your feet move slowly and gently. Noticing if there's any tension, or noticing if it feels just good to move in those joints, paying attention and sending breath to where maybe we don't always pay attention. Move up into your calves. You tighten them and release. Up to your quads. Squeeze your bottom. Feel your hips. Then scan up into your torso. Maybe tighten your abs and release them. Up into your chest. Maybe shrug your shoulders up just a little bit and release them back down. Tighten up your arms, your hands, your fingers. and then release them. Scan up through your neck. Notice if you're holding on to any tightness or tension there. Feel up into your cheeks. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And maybe just squish your eyes, squint together, and then release a little bit there too. Just giving all of your body permission to let go of whatever it might be carrying. Now, as you take a few more deep cleansing breaths, make your way back down mentally from your crown, all the way back down through your neck to your shoulders, through your heart, through your torso, through your hips, sacral area, through your legs all the way to your toes. And just notice if there was anything, any place that feels like it's been carrying stress for you today. And take a few more deep breaths and send that prana, that life force, right to those spots. And when you're ready, just wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. Roll to your side. Push yourself up and come to a seated position. And we are going to start today's practice with really thinking about anything that might be holding us down or giving us stress. And when we do restorative yoga, it's really meant to help us restore and bring us back to health. And so we are going to restore anything that might be bothered by the stress that we carry in our lives today. And I invite you to take a pen and a very small piece of paper and just write on there the one or two things that's been bothering you. If you have a journal handy and you'd like to write very specifically, write it out, you please do that right now. But if for our burn purposes, take a very small piece of paper and just write the one or two things on there that you know you need to release. For the sake of our time in class today, if you are watching this recording and would like to pause here, again, feel free to do that to really explore. But if you have a small piece of paper on which you've written, I'd like to invite you now to bring a candle forward and light that candle. And we're going to burn away and release for tonight everything that's on that piece of paper. And maybe it's something that you can't permanently release. And maybe it's something, though, that you can release for these next 45 minutes or so while we're on our mats together. So I invite you to burn that. I'm going to put it in my burn dish and let that go. And consciously, whatever you've written on your piece, let that go tonight. And let that stress, maybe if you felt it in your body, feel that release along with that burned piece of paper. And for the next minute or so, we're going to just gaze on the candle for a bit of a meditation. Let's see, where can I put it? Right here, in case you don't have a candle and want to use the one on the screen. And I invite you to gaze deeply at the candle. This process is called Tritaka, and it is meant to help relieve your stress, reduce anger. It can purify your eyes and stimulate your third eye, that asana, to help provide discernment so you can move through each day with more ease and more flow. So just continue to look into the flame. Notice its colors. Notice how it dances, where it's opaque and where it's more translucent. And continue your deep breathing. Just a few more moments here, and on your next deep breath, you can blow it out. And from here, I invite you to come to seated position at your mat. And we're going to start in easy sit, Sukhasana. So again, just feel yourself fully supported on your mat right now, already relaxed from that ceremony that we just completed. And we're going to begin our actual asana practice for this restorative class with some deep yogi breaths once again. So deep inhale through the nose and exhale side out. Inhale, exhale side out. Inhale again. This time hold at the top and take in just one more little sip of air and hold it there. And exhale. One more like that, deep inhale. Another sip at the top. And exhale side out. And let's do one more just like that. Inhale in through the nose. Sip in just a little bit more and hold. And exhale side out. One more pranayama practice to really balance the energies within us, and with that balance to encourage ourselves to find peace in this next hour, 45 minutes on our mat. We do some nadi shodhana. So place your 2 fingers on your third eye, and let's start by just massaging that third eye that we just stimulated with that candle gaze. And we're going to use our thumb and our ring finger, pinky finger, whichever is more comfortable for you, to help us with this alternate nostril breathing. I'll guide you through it. If you've never done this before, don't worry. And if you have done it before, just fall into the rhythm and know that you're balancing that life force energy within you, masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang, as we take some deep breaths. Alternate nostril breathing. So deep inhale in. Close off the right with the thumb. And exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. And fully release, pushing all the air out of your lungs. And just sit for a moment, enjoy the balanced feeling of all of that pranayama that we just completed. And we are going to start today in child's pose. And in this restorative practice today, I want you to feel completely supported in every posture that we go through. And so if there's anything that feels uncomfortable for you, just adjust. You just go to your body's edge, and it shouldn't feel painful in any way. This is restorative and comforting, and it should feel very supported. Everything that we do should feel gentle today. And so we're going to start in child's pose. For child's pose, if you have a bolster, if you would want to use blocks or even a rolled up blanket here, we're going to separate our legs just slightly and bring the bolster in between. I think I'm going to put my blanket up here too. We're just going to ease our way down onto the mat into child's pose. You can lay on your side. Either side, we're going to do both equally. Just going to grab my timer here. And extend down. During these postures, I will likely not speak very much. I would love for you to simply focus on your breath as you're in these postures. Feel the expansion in your back body in this pose. If there's anything that feels tight, just send your breath right to that space. One more deep breath here. And then go ahead and switch to the other side. Notice if there's any change in the stretch in your neck as you switch from side to side. Let gravity do its work and just sink down comfortably into this pose as you turn your neck to the other side. On your next breath, you can come up out of child's pose. I'm going to move the bolster out of the way here. You come up to a tabletop position with your knees directly under your hips and your wrists directly under your shoulders, knees hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart. And we're going to thread the needle. So take your right arm, inhale it up, and exhale, slide it underneath your left shoulder, bringing your right cheek all the way down to the mat. As you're in this posture, taking your deep breaths, feel how that expansion throughout your side and back body feels different than it did in child's pose. And just enjoy sending all of that oxygenated blood, that balanced blood throughout your system. This one is especially good if you're carrying the tension between your shoulders and your upper back. As you're taking deep breaths, just send that healing energy to that space between your shoulder blades. next inhale, begin to push up and return to that neutral position. On the exhale, and on your next inhale, bring your left arm up. And then on your exhale, thread the needle underneath your right shoulder, bringing your left cheek down to the mat and relax here. Again, send that prana to where we carry our stress between our shoulders. Few more deep breaths here. Really enjoying that separation that's created in between your shoulder blades from this position. On your next inhale, come on up, returning to that neutral position. And then make your way to seated back on your heels. Bring your legs out in front of you and gently make your way all the way down to the floor. Once we're down here on our backs, we're going to begin with our right leg, bringing our right knee up, wrapping around the shin, the knee, the ankle, or the behind your hamstring, whatever is accessible for you. And with both of your shoulders and both of your hips on the floor, just pull that knee into your chest. If you happen to have a sandbag, you can use that to put over your left hip. Sometimes it feels good and comforting to have that extra weight just holding it steady in place. In some practices, this is called wind removing pose. And in this position, your ascending colon is massaged. If you'd like to flex your left foot, you can feel your calf come into more contact with the floor. and then release it again. Just to keep it reminded and activated that it's here. And it works and serves us and also can relax. We're going to release that right leg now back to the floor. If you're using a sandbag, you can switch it over to the other hip. And then bring that left knee into your chest. Again, grabbing around the shin, the ankle, or underneath for your hamstring, whatever is most accessible to you. Pull it tightly into your chest while both of your hips and your shoulders stay flat to the floor, rooted to the mat, nice and safe. Taking nice deep breaths. This wind removing position on this side as you pull your left knee in massages the descending colon. Again, you can point and flex that right leg, those are your toes, and your right foot, right leg, and feel your calf connect to the earth. And then just relax again. As you breathe, just think about releasing anything that you've been carrying. And have gratitude for taking the time on your mat today. And just honoring yourself for taking this time in this space for yourself. You can release that left leg down to the mat and then move the sandbag if you've been using it. And now go ahead and bring both those knees in together. You want to hold on to your hands, your wrists, your forearms. Again, whatever is accessible to you in this space. And just try to hug those knees to your chest as tightly as you can, relaxing in this position. From here, release your left leg down and then cross your right foot over that figure 4 position. Reach your hands through behind your left hamstring and hold that leg forward for this reclined pigeon position. only apply as much pressure as you're gripping behind your hamstring for what feels right for you. You shouldn't feel any pain. The stretch should feel good. It should feel tight right behind into your right buttocks and maybe into your right hamstring. That it should feel relaxing. If there's any pain, just release and only do what your body is giving you permission to do right now. As you continue to breathe, just release. Release any tension. Release any fears. Release any disappointments. And welcome in gratitude for right now, being fully present in this moment. We're going to switch sides. You can release that left leg to the floor. Release the right also down to the mat. And bring your left knee to cross, or your left ankle to cross over your right knee. So you're again making that figure 4 position. And then pull the right leg forward, grabbing behind your hamstring. Gently tugging to feel that stretch behind your left leg and into your lower buttocks. You may notice a difference between the right and the left side, and that's okay. Our bodies are different. Might be different from day to day, side to side. You never know. Just take our bodies with gratitude for what they are right now, what they can do in this moment, and know that it's a never-ending journey. So just be thankful in this moment for what they can do today. One more deep breath. Then release out of this position, both feet flat to the floor. Keep your knees pointed up towards the ceiling. And if you have one near, grab a block. And we are going to go into a supported bridge position. So with your feet hip-width apart, your fingers will be pointed directly toward your feet, maybe even touching the backs of your heels. And you take your block. You can use it the flat way or this way, most likely, probably not the 12 way. And I want you to bring it underneath your hips. Again, do what feels right with your body. If you want to lower it, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to bring mine back up like this. Extend your fingers towards your heels, maybe touching your heels. And in this supported bridge position, we're going to spend a few minutes and take some nice deep breaths. As you tap into your breath here, if any thoughts or feelings come up that bring you any worry, just dismiss them. You can come back to them later. Right now in this moment, just celebrate your time on the mat. Celebrate your breath. From this position, we're going to move into a modified shoulder stand. And so if that's not something that's accessible to you, you can feel free to do a legs up the wall. And I do not have a wall that's readily available for me to do that exactly here. So with that in mind, I'm going to do this modified shoulder stand. Keeping your block underneath you, you bring your knees in towards your chest and then extend them straight up. You can use your hands to support underneath your hips as well. And in this position, we'll just take a few deep breaths. And gently release from the shoulder stand. Maybe bring your knees in and slowly bring your feet down to the floor, one at a time. Bring your heels to the mat and then remove the block from underneath you. And we're going to move into reclined bound angle pose or Baddha Konasana. And you can take both blocks and set them on the sides of your legs by your knees. And with your feet together, put your hands on the outsides of your thighs and gently guide your knees down to the blocks. You can turn them to whatever angle feels best, so your knees are fully supported. If you're using a sandbag, you can lay it across both of your hips here, across your lower abdomen. And if you'd like to, you can take a blanket and lay it underneath your head. Adjust your shoulders underneath you as you need to. And you can put your arms, palms facing up, and cactus arms out at your side. Again, nice deep breaths here, just enjoying feeling fully supported. Gently begin to remove, if you're using a sandbag, set your sandbag to the side, blocks to the side, and extend your legs down to the floor for one brief body scan before we move into Shavasana for our final Shavasana. So as you lay down, your palms facing up on the right next to your sides. Let's begin with our toes. Crunch up your toes and then release. Crunch up your toes release. Circle your ankles. Tighten your calves. Release. Tighten your calves again. Release them and move up into your quads, your upper legs, your thighs. And squeeze your bottom. Release. Tighten your abs. And release. Move up into your chest. And tighten up your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulders. And release. Clench your arms, biceps, fists together, tight, tight arms. And release. Maybe your neck. Scrunch up your face, squint your eyes, wrinkle up your nose, and release. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, release all the air and anything that's left inside your body. And settle into Shavasana, palms open at your sides, fully supported by the ground underneath you. Become one with your breath in these last moments on your mat tonight. When you're ready, feel free to start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Start opening your eyes. And then roll to your side and gently return to a seated position. Thought I'd bring our candle back and just share tonight kind of a final moment of relaxation, of release. And my hope for you is that this restorative class was a blessing to you and that it's helped you to find balance and peace today. divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste.